August 2019 is behind us, so it's time to see how we did. Stick around to hear our August 2019 budget report. Hi friends, welcome to the Budget Bounce. I'm Jen, and we're just going to jump right into the August numbers. Okay, so let's get started with income, where you can see our total income here. We had $221 that carried over from July. We also had a couple of things come in that we didn't plan on. That included an insurance refund for $153, as well as some money from our sinking funds here. And the most exciting development was this $928 deposit. It was a bonus that was direct deposited into our account on August 1st. I woke up that morning and our account had way more money in it than I thought it should. And it ended up being from Matt's work. And he didn't mention it to me because we knew that this was coming, but we were just certain that because of child support, we weren't going to see any of it. But as it turns out, they didn't take any of it. And so he got a $928 bonus. So that was amazing. And because it happened on the 1st, I went ahead and put it in here in the budgeted amount since I could go ahead and include it from day one. So we planned on $9,979 and we ended up with $10,380, which was $400 more than we originally planned. And we didn't have anything in giving in August, so there's nothing to go over there. In housing, we came in $13 under because our mobile services bill went down by more than I anticipated. And that was after Matt got set up with a military discount. So it dropped our bill by $44 per month. So overall, we ended up at $1,355 total, which was $13 under for housing. In transportation, we came in over budget by a lot. Now, our gas expenses went up by $110, and about $40 of that is due to our trip to visit my sister, but the rest is attributable to all of the extra driving we're doing with Henry working. So we've been trying to make it work with 2 vehicles, but it is costing a lot more for gas than we anticipated. So we're currently working on saving up for the major repairs to our 3rd vehicle, and those will cost at least $2,500. I'll talk about that more when we get closer to it, but in the meantime, we came in at $434 for transportation, which was $133 over what we originally planned. You can see here we had a couple of little things, like one day because of our transportation challenges, I had to take an Uber, and this $9 was for a car wash for the Traverse, and the $7 was for a car wash for the Lucerne. Next up is food, and we went way over in this category as well. So now you can see that we were under by $48 in groceries, but man, oh man, we just slaughtered our dining budget. $195 over is just crazy. So we ended up spending $762 total on food. Now we did have 2 additional people here for a couple of weeks in the month. So there was that, but that still doesn't explain this. This was just out of control. So we were $147 over total in food. We've got to get that under control. In the Henry category, we only had the back to school things to worry about in August. So I originally planned on $250 because I wasn't sure what that was going to cost. But as it turns out, we had bought a whole bunch of school supplies back in April when we hit an Office Depot store closing sale. So Henry only really had to buy about $10 worth of supplies. And of course, then we hit a great sale at Kohl's to get him the clothes that he needed. So he's done growing now, so we don't have to buy as many things every year for school. He can still wear the things from last year. We're just adding to his wardrobe. And that helps tremendously. We came in under by $130, so I sent all of that to the Henry School Sinking Fund, which you'll see here soon when I get to sinking funds. In pets, we came in right on target. We planned on spending $95, and while one was over a little bit, the other one was under by just about the same amount, so we came in right on target at $95. For insurance, we came in exactly as planned at $740. And just, as a point of reference, these first few items here, These are all deductions that come out of our paychecks, and then these are all just bills that get paid each month. In entertainment, we came in $6 under because we didn't spend all that we planned to in family entertainment, so our total was $69. In health, we were $2 over because I paid a medical bill in full that was just over $100, the $100 that I planned here, so we came in at $412 instead of $410. In extras, we bought 2 new pairs of dress shoes for Matt. When that bonus money came in, the first thing he said is, I really need new shoes. And he had not shared this with me, you guys. Oh man, his shoes were torn up. They literally were falling apart, and I had no idea. If we'd gotten to winter, he would not have been able to wear them at all. So anyhow, so we spent $107 on shoes for him, 2 pairs. And then I had a hair and brow appointment. And then we got some things for our granddaughter off of Amazon. And then we had clothing. And this was not expected, but it ended up that Matt and I both needed some things. And so I ended up with a $323 clothing bill. So that made us come in $330 over with our total at $508 for extras. For crap, I forgot about that. We had our annual Microsoft Office 365 subscription renewal come up, and that's $106 per year. So we paid for that, came right in on target. We knew ahead of time what that was going to be. And in our electronic envelopes, we were over, and most of it was due to my out of control personal spending. So I spent way too much at the vending machines at work, and I stopped and grabbed lunch a few times over the course of the month. Add in lunch out at a new restaurant that ended up being expensive, and I spent almost $100 more than my budgeted amount for the month. This is not good, you guys. So I think it's time for me to go to cash. I have been doing this for a year and a half with mine being electronic, and it's not working. So I think I'm going to try cash for September. My spending's just been creeping up and up for the last 3 to 4 months. So you can see here that, Matt's spending was right on target. Household, we were a little bit over. Miscellaneous, a little bit over. But the bulk of it, of our $118, the bulk of it was from my personal spending. So we spent $318 in our envelopes in total. In the budget bounce, I bought some equipment, including a new microphone that I'm using here. For those of you that have been around for a while and been listening to my budget reports and any budget videos where I'm doing the screen recording, I had been using the microphone that is inside of my computer, and it was terrible audio. And I ended up buying a microphone and some accessories that went with that. I needed an SD card holder. I needed some business cards, and I updated my logo for the budget bounce. So also, that's what all of this is here. I had my online Adobe Spark subscription. I have this every month. I also had to pay the first night of my stay at FinCon. So they made me pay for that in August before I arrived on September 2nd. And then also I went ahead and paid for a ticket to an event that was at the conference. So in total, we came in at $404, which was $76 more than what we planned. The good news is all of this is covered by my FinCon budget, or the travel budget that I have been, the sinking fund that I've been building up for the last year. In savings, we plan on $524, and we were able to put in a little bit more at $551. That was $250 to the emergency fund, our regular deposits for the kids' accounts, and then our regular deposits for retirement. So that put our emergency fund up over $700, and that makes me feel a lot better. So as of the end of August, we have $1,253 in our liquid accounts that we can get to for any emergencies that come up for any of these things. You can see here this $26 that we pulled out of Nikaila's account. It wasn't technically an emergency, but I did use it to cover the things that we bought from Amazon for her. Next up is sinking funds. We planned on $2,344, but only ended up putting in $1,864. The thing I'm most excited about here is this line item right here. We were able to get $775 into the auto insurance fund. So this is something that we've been needing to put $300 a month into while we are working on getting it going until everything gets settled in at the new insurance company. If you're new, we had to switch insurance companies in early June, and we had to pay all 6 months up front, and we didn't have a sinking fund for it. So we scrounged all that together, and now we have to build the next 6 months up. And we had a lot of other things going on as well, but you'll have to go back and watch some of those videos to hear all about that. Now, I need $1,600 in this account by the end or the beginning of November. I need it in by the end of October, beginning of November, so that I can pay this in late November and before it comes up due in December. And we're on target for that goal now that we have the $775 in here. So we're at $900, which covers $300 for June, July, and August. We put in $18 for auto registrations, $50 for business travel for Matt, $80 for city utilities. We didn't put anything in clothing since we spent so much money on clothing. We put $25 towards estate planning. We put $40 in for gifts, $120 for Henry's school. This is where up above in his section, we came in way under what I thought. So we put $120 into his account. We did $50 to holidays. We didn't put anything in image or cosmetics because I spent it at my appointment. We put another $81 away for my annual life insurance premium. Nothing into medical this month. We put $80 into online subscriptions, $55 into pet expense, and our goal here is to always have $150 a month. So we spent $95 up at the top in the pet expense section, and the remaining $55 went into the sinking fund. Technology, we put $25 in. We did another $250 into travel, $100 into the vacation fund, $100 into the vehicles fund, and $15 into the wedding anniversary fund. That is what brings our total to $1,864. Now you can see over here that we used $106 to help cover the subscription for the Microsoft Office 365. So we were able to cover that completely with a sinking fund. And at the end of the month, we had $6,128 in our sinking funds. It's going to take a big hit in September, but that is where we're at the end of August. And finally, it's time to review our debt payments. For those of you that are new, I have this set up in 3 categories, subcategories, I guess, inside of debts. The first is all of the debts that we've already paid off here. There are 17 total. Next is our charged off or deferred accounts. Let me scroll down a little bit here for you. So that's all these here. All of those are charged off except for the student loans down here at the bottom. Those are in deferment due to Matt's income-driven repayment plan. And then we have the debts that we're actively paying off, which I'll review in detail. The different fonts are used to differentiate between those in my name that have my name on them, which are in pink, and then those that only have Matt's name on them are in black. Now let's get down here to the actively paying section so you can see that. So we paid $50 to my Care credit card, $25 to my Capital One card, $154 to my 401k loan, $57 to Matt's private student loan, $377 to Citi card. For those of you that have been around for a while, that's 14 payments down and 10 to go. I cannot wait to be done with this particular line item. And then, and by the way, what I'm speaking about, I actually have a video that I did about this called My Debt Fail, and I'll go ahead and put it in a card up at the top here for you so you can watch it if you haven't seen it. It's about how I got sued by Citicard. The next one is $190 to my Lowe's card, and then another $400 to another Visa, And then our car loan is $550 a month. And then child support, we paid $725. And then we paid $150 to my parents. And that brought the total to $2,679 for the month. That's exactly what we planned. We were just off by a few cents. These are all the minimum payments due for each one. Since we're technically back in baby step 1 right now, while we're trying to rebuild our emergency fund. Now, as we scroll down a bit further, you can see our totals. So we ended up spending about $43 more than we actually had come in here. And that's okay because we had a bit of cushion in our checking account. We started the month with $212,122 of debt. We paid a total of $2,679 to debt. Approximately $750 of that was for interest. So the total debt we killed off this month was $1,913. And that took our total so far to $42,116. And we ended the month at $210,209 in total debt remaining. Now, a couple of other numbers that I want to share with you are these percentages over here. So you can see that we paid 29.9% of our total regular salaries towards debt. And we've killed off 16.7% of our starting debt of $326,000. I'm having a really hard time talking numbers today. Now, in addition, I also broke out our savings so you can see what our savings rate is. We put a total of 27% of our base, just our regular income, to savings, retirement, and sinking funds. And here's how that breaks down. We put 3.6% into savings. We put 20.8% into sinking funds. And we put 2.6% into retirement. And that totaled $2,415. So that's our 2019 budget report with our actuals versus the original budget. It's clear we need to work on reining in our variable or discretionary spending. And I'm going to focus on that for my personal spending in September, as well as trying to reduce our dining in September. If you like this video and want to see more like them, I have all of our budget reports in a playlist that I will put in a card up here in the corner and also down in the description box below. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you join the Budget Bounce community and become a fellow Budget Bouncer. And be sure to follow me over on Instagram. Just look for the Budget Bounce. I do a lot of activity over there in between videos. Thanks so much for taking the time to walk through our journey with me. And you guys are really accountability partners for me. And I'm so glad to have you in our corner. Please leave a comment below to let me know how you're doing with your financial goals, whether they're debt payoff or savings goals. I want to hear about them. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.